Hi, welcome to Underground Mods, and today we're going to be reviewing Lizard System Wi-Fi Scanner. We're just going to give you a nice overview of what the scanner is, and we're going to go through some key features that the scanner actually has. So to start off, it's a free Wi-Fi scanner tool. All you have to do is just download it. Let me back up. It comes in two versions. It comes with a commercial license and a personal license. The personal license, all you have to do is just click go get license, enter your username or your whatever name you want to use, first, last name, email address, and you do need a valid email address because that's where they send the key to activate the software for you. So with that said, let's go back to the original page. So it scans all major networks. It scans the 2.5, the 2.4 gigahertz, and the 5 gigahertz spectrum bands. It supports 20, 40, 80, and 160 and 80 plus 80 megahertz channel width. It displays networks SSIDs, so you can see. So let's give you a scenario. Say you're in a dense metropolitan area and there's a lot of hidden Wi-Fi networks around you, and some scanners won't even show you the hidden networks at all. Well, this one does. It shows you everything. It shows you, except for their SSID, it just shows you the network as being hidden. But not only does it show you, it shows you what channel they're on. It shows you their max data rate. It shows you what encryption. It shows you channel utilization. It shows you signal quality. As you can see, the key features. It shows you. It does a lot, and it's pretty robust. So with that said, let's load it up and look at it. So right now I have it running on an alpha, but I can also switch between my alpha and my onboard AC. But for right now, I'm just gonna use the alpha and just see what's out there. So if we scroll all the way up, you can actually see some hidden networks. Like this one, say I wanted to know like what this hidden network was. It just says the vendor, it's Roku Inc. So let's go to advanced and see if we can actually see or actually detail, not advanced. Let's actually see what else we can find out about it. And if we look and it says, let me see if I can move this window over. So this is the brand right here. Since I can't actually, or the device name, I can't actually move this window over to expand it. But as you can see, there's a lot that it actually does. I'm just looking at the signal strength in dBms. If you want, you can look at it in the throughput, the max bit rate, or an average. You can look at it in channel utilization, which ones are using which channels, so you can better set your own home network to maximize the channels that you already have or are currently using, so it doesn't interfere with anyone else's. Or let me rephrase that, so everyone else's channels doesn't interfere with yours. Or you can look at clients. So the clients are off here to the right and they're color coded. For some of you guys it might be hard to see, but I'm pretty sure you can blow it up. or zoom in. And then off to your left hand side, it clearly tells you, so you don't even have to guess. There's no guesstimations. You can just look at it and say, okay, wow, I have excellent quality. I have very good quality. I have good quality. I have fair. I have poor. And then there's offline. And then it just tells you the network modes: A, B, G, N, and AC. It's not going to pick up any AC networks since my alpha is only a G. As you can see, it's a BG, and it's at 54 megahertz or 54 megabytes. Excuse me. And it also tells you what security has or running on each particular access point. So you can see it gives you a wealth of information. It tells you the max bit rate, and it tells you the current bit rate or the average throughput of the client, or from the access point to whatever client it's serving. So if I move my alpha, let's move my alpha to a little, because I have a pretty good antenna on my alpha. So as I move my alpha to a better location, you should see some of these signal get a little bit better, some would get worse. But as you can tell, I have a ton load of hidden networks around me, a ton load of them. And you can dive in. Actually, let me put this back just to signal strength. So I'm just in the overview on the bottom. I'm just in the overview. So it's showing everything. It's showing all the clients or all the access points and their communication or their channel utilization. I, Actually, I'm in signal strength, so it's just showing me their signal strength. So I want to actually see the one that I'm clicking on. So this one. And what I like about it highlights each one with a different color, so you could know like which one you're looking at. And then you could see spectrum, you could see the channel width, that's 20, you could see the frequency, and you could see the channel band. You could also see what kind of authentication it's using, what kind of encryption it's using, and the security method it's using. And you could also see if what country code or standard it's using as well. And then not only that, it does some packet analyzation, so you can see corresponding. As I click, it'll automatically tell you. So it does some packet analyzation, but by no means it doesn't do any packet decryption, so to speak. So now I'm going to switch over to my AC, and you can actually do logging. So if I connected, say I wanted to connect to, this one, which I already have the password for. Say I wanted to connect to it. It'll prompt me. Did it connect? Oh, my bad. I have to actually refresh since I switched over to a different Wi-Fi card. You have to refresh. Okay, we'll just do it that way. Since it actually, for some odd reason, didn't want to connect using the program. So now I'm connected to it. So say you could even use this to maximize, well, that's what I use it for. I use it to maximize clients' Wi-Fi network that they have. So I go around the building or I go around the property and I try to find dead spots or spots that are not being adequately served enough bandwidth. And I might need to either put a repeater there, which I rarely try to do repeaters. What I like to do is actually just do a hard link. But if I can't do that, then I set up some type of mesh. Because most of these, or most of the APs that I use have mesh built in. So that's what that's what I go for. But you can actually see, since my access point isn't that far from me, and it actually has a pretty big antenna, and it's actually putting out a lot of wattage or a lot of power, you can see. And it tells you how many networks it's found, it tells you how many active networks, and it displays, it displays what current network I'm connected at, and it displays the signal strength. So general rule of thumb, the higher the number, the worse off your your signal strength is. The lower the number, the better your signal strength is. So see, I'm sitting at a 40, which is that's pretty good. That's not even pretty good. That's excellent. So that's really good. And then you can see that I'm using channels 1 plus 5, and my max throughput, or my average throughput, is 300 megabytes per second, and my max is 300 megabytes per second. It's on a 2.4 gigahertz, and it's on a channel 40, or my bad, 40 megahertz. Let's space some of this stuff out so you could actually see channel utilization, and you could actually see how many clients are connected to each particular AP, which that alone is awesome. So I'm going to space some of this stuff out just so we can see everything clearly, even though I may have to scroll over some more, but for viewing sake, I'm just going to space everything out so you can see everything. And if you leave this running for long enough time, it will show you, like, when it's first was seen compared to when it last was seen. So say you're war driving or you're out just roaming with a little laptop and you're just walking the property. Say it may be a big property or not even up. property, it's building. Say each building has different levels, and you want to go from one corner to the office, to the north corner to the office, to the south corner to the office, to the west corner, to the east, and because you want to see if your Wi-Fi coverage is adequately reaching every corner or every quadrant of that particular floor or property. So we're here in the frequency channel width, and you can see that the network that I'm connected to spans all the way over compared to some of these other ones. So my network is really set up really well. So I get good connection. I could be at least 150 or 50 foot away from my house, and I will get really good connection. And that, well, I would have to say that's due to the antenna that I have hooked up to my access point. And plus I have it tweaked a little bit to put out a little bit more power, just because that I was getting dead zones in my backyard, and I didn't want to have to put an AP there, so I just kind of, and I'm using two flat panel directional antennas. So one's facing my backyard and one's facing my front yard from within the house. So from within the house, they're radiating out, and I can actually go to my neighbor's house and still get relatively good signal across the street. So what else can we show you? Or what else can I show you guys about this? Let's see. Well, I've pretty much covered everything. Yeah, I've pretty much covered everything on the network or on the program itself. And there's other little things off to the side. So if you want to even see failed count or retry count, you can actually load them in. As you see me clicking on them, they're loading off in the right hand side. And everything is color notation. Everything has a specific color. So you can really go in and troubleshoot if you're having certain types of connection issues, which that's the part I really like about this software. So I'm on the Mac layer now, the Mac layer tab. And everything has a nice description. So it tells you what you're checking for against. So like I just checked decrypt failure count. It tells you the number of encrypted packets that the NIC has failed to decrypt. That's self-explanatory. You don't need to be like a great engineer to figure some of these things out. Which that's what I like about it. It breaks a lot of these terminologies down into layman's terms. So even if you didn't know certain things, just by looking at the program, it explains it explains what you should be looking at and what you should be getting compared to what you're not getting. And what I like about it, you can actually generate a report. So, and it saves it to a nice little HTML document, which is pretty awesome. So say like what I do, I submit these reports to like higher level engineers who actually design some of the Wi-Fi infrastructure that I may go to actually not audit but maximize, so to speak. So I show them and be like, well, you have dead spots here, you have dead spots here, so I would recommend you installing either more APs or more access points in these areas, and so forth and so on. And you can export files in different various formats. So you can export files in CVS, and actually import it into Excel. But it already generates a nice report for you, so you don't actually have to do any editing whatsoever. And say if I didn't like the color that it gave me, you could change any particular color of any particular SSID that you're looking at. So it's really robust for a free software. It's really robust. And by far one that I've actually really grown to love. Even though I don't use a lot of aspects of it, but as I'm learning to play with it a lot more, I'm actually learning to really appreciate it a lot more as I'm going forward. Now, mind you, I've only been using this software for about a couple of weeks, and I decided to do a review on this because one of a, one of one of my subscribers of a previous video that I did wanted they wanted a better way to look at hidden networks, and they just wanted to be able to see more detail about hidden networks, and the previous software that I was using wasn't allowing them to do that. So I was using this, and then I decided, well, since he commented on the video a couple of days ago, I said, well, okay, I might as well just do another video on the one that I found and I've been using. So you could actually see to the top, it's a personal license. The license is free, and it gives you unlimited access to everything within the app. Yeah, I might want to edit that last part out because I actually just showed you guys my license key. So I'm gonna cut that part out. But like I said, you could just register for free and get you your own license and use it unlimitedly. So with that said, I'm Tech for Underground Mod, and if you like it, dislike it, but please leave some kind of comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know how I can improve some of these videos that I've been doing. We just recently set up a new channel, so I won't be posting most of my videos on my personal channel anymore. They'll be all on Underground Mod, the new Underground Mod channel. So I hope to see you guys there, and happy reviewing. Remember, you can always find it. You can find the program at Lizard's System, lizardsystem.com, and they have some more other tools there that are actually free to use as well that you might like and you might want to check out. So with that, I'll be signing off.